Welcome to the Decatur County Schools podcast, where we're going to be exploring the future of education and how technology is shaping learning experiences for our students and staff. And today we're diving into the topic that's transforming classrooms and workplaces worldwide: artificial intelligence and AI. According to Microsoft 2023's Work Trend Index, 82% of workforce leaders say that their employees will need new skills to thrive in an AI-driven world. This shift isn't just about technology. It's about preparing students to navigate a future where AI is an everyday tool for learning, creating, and working. And so we need to lead that. I'm so excited to be here with some teachers and staff, the district, and Amie Cumming from Magic School, so we can talk about what we're going to do to meet these needs. Today we have with us Miss Anna Baty, who is our Public Relations Director here in Decatur County. Hi, Anna.
Hey, glad to be here.
I'm so excited that you're with us. And we have Miss Cecilia Berger, and she is from Hutto, but she is also a Magic School pioneer, which is cool. She did some extra learning this summer to become a guru in Magic School. We have Miss Samantha Palmer from our media center and our instructional technology coach at the elementary school, Hutto. If you haven't been to that media center, you all need to visit.
Hello.
And we have Miss Deana Cross, who works with all of our special ed everything.
Yes, that sounds about right.
And she's also the queen of the lights in town, if you haven't seen them. And then myself, Amie, Zock, and I am Director of Instructional and Innovative Technology here in Decatur County Schools. And let's start talking about and thinking about how we're going to show our commitment to AI integration in Decatur County. And let's talk a little bit about how you see AI and how you're using AI today. You want to start off, Anna?
Sure. My name is Anna Baty, Public Relations Director for Decatur County Schools. AI makes my life a lot easier. I can take my messaging that I have already designed for one format and easily transition to another format. For instance, if I'm making a social media post, I can ask AI to add emojis and, kind of summarize the details because we need key points. It's an easy way to take condensed information and make it more digestible and easier to read.
On communication, it's just making it faster for you to get out the most important stuff.
Yes, exactly. I don't have to put all of the, I don't want to say thought work, but lack of better term, the thought work of going in and restructuring my message for different platforms.
You can get it faster.
Yes.
Does anyone else have a favorite tool?
I'm Cecilia Berger. I work at Hutto Elementary, 3rd grade. In the classroom, last year I started dabbling. I did some lesson plans. I did worksheets. And by the end of the year, I was getting students to research online using one of the chatbots, using Magic School. And it was really exciting to see them engage with the piece.
Fantastic. Samantha, you're at Hutto in the Media Center. What have you been able to do with AI?
So I have used it in the Media Center with media experiences where we have classes come down and I read them a book. And from that book, we had the students type what happened at the beginning, middle, and end of the book. And their challenge was to create a description of the beginning to where AI image generator would create an image that would actually fit inside of the book. From there, they would have to go back and edit their writing and update it to make the picture seem as if it went inside the book. And they loved it. Miss Berger actually was one that came down to do that with me.
My students loved it.
And they went back and they were able to use that as a project for their literacy choice board and upload it to receive credit for that too.
How do you feel the students' attention to writing was in that? Were they reluctant to write more? What did you see? Was it different than when they would write for a different assignment?
So it was really good for them paying attention to detail because they had to use a specific language. They had to use that descriptive language to make sure that the AI generated what they wanted it to generate. It was a really good teaching moment for a lot of them.
It was, and I think they were actually more excited to write in this way than just if you're giving them just a normal prompt, because they were able to see an image based on what they typed.
It was instantaneous too. We had some with a fire truck on top of a house, and they were like, "How did that happen?"
Oh, their preposition was in the wrong place, right?
I think it's fun because AI images, we all know, are kind of still a work in progress. The images are outlandish, so I bet that is fun. And then it also teaches them how to refine the prompt. So they're automatically getting that feedback, reading into it, and making their prompt more defined.
That's a real high level thinking skill, actually. If you think about it, really being able to be clear. Didn't Abraham Lincoln say something about like writing was hard because it was hard to write succinctly and all of that? What about kids that are reluctant writers? Deana, you're here, you work with special ed students and with special ed teachers. What are your thoughts?
So I'm super excited about AI and where it's going with our special ed students. We've had students in the past, so this is 20 years in SPED. I started working with kids where I was the reader. I was reading aloud everything. They were dependent upon me. And so now just the ability to use their own voice and to use their own tools to get information is going to change how we look at SPED.
So, Amie, hearing this from our system and sort of what's going on here, what are your thoughts for where we are and where we're going? What do you see working with other systems and Magic School?
So, in working with Magic School, and as being a retired educator, where I was a teacher, a school administrator, district administrator, over the last 35 years, I've seen education really change. And I've shared before the reason I'm here is because I saw Magic School and heard teachers and saw the excitement. And we just heard it here at the table when the ladies shared how they used it in the media center. And it's bringing our teachers back to a place where they are planning together. They're going, to the media center, and they're working with their media specialists, and they're giving our students opportunities to do things that they haven't had a chance to do in the past, especially since COVID, where we got so accustomed to let's just sit in front of the computer. And although AI is a computer based, it is internet, all of that. But now our students are taking their learning to a whole different level. And this is why I'm here, and just hearing their excitement in that one activity. And those students learn so many more things beyond just that one writing activity. To be able to share that. I think one of the first things I ever saw a group of students do, it was book related. They had done a project and they were sharing it. To be able to see that same excitement in the students that the teachers had, it had like come full circle. And so to be able to teach our students the knowledge that they need, the standards that they need, but on such a deeper level than when we have been able to do so in years, that's what excites me. And that's what I love about the power of AI.
I think we kind of all agree in this room, at least, that we're excited about what AI can do for our students. I also think in my role as in charge of instructional technology, there's obviously all the things you're scared about with AI, like how do we keep the kids safe? What do we do about the data? All the things that people are worried about. And then there's the ever nagging question that you get from teachers about cheating. And all of this keeps surfacing. And so I want to reiterate that in our county, we are really being thoughtful about rolling out the use of AI and being purposeful, because we recognize that 50% of jobs today are already impacted by AI, and that by the time any of the children sitting in our chairs graduate, the job that they get, whenever that may be, will have some impact from AI. So we want them to be able to prompt and do all the things they need to do and be the leaders of that instead of driven by it. So how are we going to do that? I want our system to know that we recognize this is new to us. And so it's okay to take some time just to use it yourself. And as we use it ourselves, we will become more competent and more comfortable helping to guide the kids through the prompts. And we know teachers are great thinkers and they understand pedagogy. And if they're using the prompt generators that are in Magic School that kind of help them to kind of organize their thoughts, they're going to come up with ways to help students to organize their thoughts. And if we do that, our kids will be better prepared. It's not just about like throwing them in a chat bot.
Yeah.
So I think that's important. in our strategy. So this year we're doing this like we're doing it ourselves as teachers and as staff, focus at the beginning of the year. And then we're going to roll into where we're really pushing it out to kids with lots of thought. So it's okay if people haven't even done it with a kid yet. It's okay if they're just trying it themselves. And then there's some ethical things we got to think about too. So I don't know if any of you have any thoughts. What have you heard? Any concerns that people have had about AI that we need to make sure we keep in mind?
I think AI's been around. AI's been here. It's gotten a lot more traction since like ChatGPT, but it's in everything you use, like even Google searches. And AI has been around to just kind of make things easier to use. It's just getting more and more advanced. And like Amie said, this is where the future is. Technology is just going to keep developing. And like Dr. English, our superintendent, always says, we're planning for the workforce of 2039. So we've got to get these kids ready for the technology that is going to be around then. What I really like about Magic School, and I think Amie, you can speak to this a little bit more, is the data part of it, how everything stays in-house. So you don't have to worry about any of our information leaking.
Yeah, so there's FERPA and COPA, Amie. What does Magic School do about all that?
So with Magic School, we have the exact same certifications that your Infinite Campus, your student information system has. Anything that happens within Magic School is safe. But now you've got a second layer of anything that happens within Magic School within Decatur County is completely safe. So for those of you on the podcast that don't understand maybe AI completely, when anything you put into AI, into ChatGPT, you're going to get the information that you need, but in return, you're giving them your information back. They're using your information to train those models. Magic School doesn't do that. We pay to bring in the knowledge and the information from those big models, but we're never giving them anything back. So your students their information is completely safe within Magic School, and that is the most important thing. And your students are never interacting with a human anywhere. There's no, you're not having to chat back and forth with people. You're not even chatting back and forth with your teacher. You are working with the AI, whatever tool you're working with. So there's no chance you're going to come across some, like you say, a troll out there. So it's very, very safe, and it's the perfect place for our teachers to learn about AI, then to be able to teach it to their students. And I think you made a great point that we really want to train our teachers before we push that out to our students.
I do think, though, some of it comes back to that fear. So we do have a lot of teachers who are afraid of AI or afraid to touch it. And that fear sometimes leads into what we'll do with it. And so we've got to be careful that we don't push out fear to our students. And this model is a training ground. I liked your conversation earlier where we talked about this is like the training wheels. So we can't send our students out to ChatGPT until we've trained them on some safe protocols. And as teachers, we need some safe protocols too. And we've got to push that out there in a way that we are being cognizant of their data, but also helping them understand what's safe data and what's not.
Right. That's a great point, and I agree. And on the flip side of that, when we tell children no, oh, you can't do that, where are they going to go? They're going right out there to do that. So if we're acting like this is something terrible, then you're absolutely right. I love that.
And I think for teachers to learn how to use this can be a little bit daunting, but Ms. Berger, you did a lot to learn on your own. Can you share some of what you did? Like outside of Decatur County, you learned a bunch about Magic School.
Yeah, I went on the Magic School website, and that was certified as the AI educator. So you can go on and do the PDs to better navigate the tools and learn more about the information. I was going to say back on the fear for teachers. I know some are afraid of plagiarism. That's a big thing right now. And so what I really love about Magic School is I feel like it's more ethical decision making. For example, the writing feedback tool. They can upload their writing keys and it does not edit the piece for them. Instead, it gives them response based on a rubric you've uploaded. So it might say, go back and look at your introduction. Did you state your thesis statement? Did you use transition words? So it kind of gives them those clues and it doesn't edit it for them.
Well, that's exciting because I don't even know where I learned how not to plagiarize. I was just told not to plagiarize. I don't know if any of you else had that experience. How do you know how to take a fact that you didn't know before and rewrite it so that it's now your own fact versus somebody else's own fact?
You brought me back to when I was a kid. I feel like I would almost oversight everything because it was so terrifying when you were a kid. They're like, make sure you don't plagiarize. You can go to jail. And you're like, what? So I would always oversight.
But all of us
Everything was
do this naturally in our adult life. We all go, hey, Amie, will you read this for me? Tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Amie doesn't have time to read all my stuff. So let me go into ChatGPT and let someone help me. That's a tool that as professionals we are doing, but we don't want our kids to do it. We want to say, no, no, no. But we've got to let them have a safe place.
And the other thing to that writing feedback tool is you've got students that are given a writing assignment that is daunting to them. Regardless of their level, it can just be daunting. They don't know where to start. So that tool will guide them, let's start here. Here's an idea. And once they get an idea and they start to flow, then they begin to write. And once they have that experience of really writing a complete piece with that feedback, because it guides them along the way, they have this newfound sense of accomplishment. And then they're motivated to continue. And not that, our teachers, we want to sit and do that with every one of our students, but we don't have the time. And that brings us back to, the Magic School tools of giving time back to teachers. But it gives our students, it meets them where they are and gets them to where they need to be. So that's a great example.
Yeah, I just love that conversational piece. Magic School doesn't give them the answer. It can prompt them to scaffold the information for them and then bring it down to their level until they can get that information on their own.
Well, then it's instant feedback too. And so we, as teachers, they'll always have that instant feedback because we have 25 other kids in the class. So Magic School and AI, the writing prompt generator can help with that piece in giving instant feedback to the student.
The other is sometimes you've asked kids to partner. So you're like, oh, I'll fix this. We'll let peers do that for them.
Right.
But the peers don't always know how. That was good. I liked it.
Yep.
And this will give them really more specific feedback. So I'm excited about that.
I think when the teacher has a tool giving evaluation and feedback to a student, the teacher becomes a coach of the student. And together they beat the tool. Together they get better. And there's that you're evaluating me changes and the risk factor is less. And when the risk factor is less, innovation happens, right? Creativity happens. Kids flourish, they produce. And I think that's one of the big focuses we have in our system this year is really getting into more innovative ways with kids. And some of the tools that we've used previously don't allow us to get there. So I'm excited to see where this can take us. I know our teachers have the knowledge and they know their stuff and they know their kids. And so this is going to be powerful for them. I'm just going to kind of get us back here to thinking about the future because we're going to revisit this all year long. But given the rapid pace of AI development, how do you think we can keep pace with that? I mean, we're starting now. Any thoughts?
Keeping pace, that's a great conversation, like a whole conversation in itself. And I think because in education, things do change so quickly, and then with AI changing as quickly as well, you have to have a tool like Magic School that is doing that, keeping the pace for us. So that keeps us in line, in check, and bringing us all the best of the best. Because, there are people who think, oh, I can go to ChatGPT and I can make it do this and I can make it do that. And you can. But again, you've got Magic School and you've got the guardrails, and that's the most important piece. And they're going to keep the enhancements coming for your students so that you are keeping pace.
I love you said that about the enhancements because I noticed it looks different today than it did at the end of the school year when we purchased it. And I'm so excited. You said math is coming.
Yes.
Like all the things about making math problems that are so difficult, all the stinking symbols and all that junk, it's coming. And that's because, how old is Magic School?
2 years old.
It's unbelievable how quickly it's growing and how teacher-oriented it is.
And there's something really, really big coming that I can't tell right now, but everybody should be super excited because there's some really major enhancements that are coming. So I'm just so happy that you all are along for that ride and you're already posed and ready to experience when it comes. Excited.
All right. Well, I hope everybody tries something themselves with Magic School this year and thinks a little bit about AI and our responsibility for preparing kids for the future. Because in Decatur County, we do it that way. We're all about that influence on our students, right? Igniting them and inspiring them. And that's the Bearcat way.